So one of the first things I want to remind everybody, in phase one, we went through our why. We went through the why are we doing this? Did our 7 layers deep. We brought down why. That's the reason for focus. Okay. Why did I sign up for this? Okay. I can tell you about mine. This is I'm gonna break mine down for you because mine is I chose myself. I chose to prioritize me, and it may sound like it's could be selfish, but prioritizing me helps me focus on my children, my family, my siblings, and those who come after me. If I keep running a race for someone else, I'm not prioritizing me or my family. And one of the things that Tiffany taught in their training was to have a scripture. So I'm gonna break this scripture down for you. This is 2023. Okay, the same scripture holds me to this day. And it's Isaiah 60, 1-3. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and thick darkness the peoples. But the Lord will arise upon you, and his glory will be seen upon you. And the nations shall come to your light, and the kings to the brightness of your rising. Okay? And one of my favorite things about this arise and this one here is the same arise that God told Joshua to do after Moses moved on to the other side. To arise and go over to Jordan to send the people into the promised land. I have to arise and do what I'm supposed to do for my business, for my family, and take control of my narrative. Right? That way, I'm not just living a life where at the end of it, I have worked for all these people and they may or may not send my family some flowers when I'm gone. And I have nothing for my grandchildren to have after me. So my why has to do with not only just me and my family, if my light shines, so nations and kingdoms come to me, there's people who need light. Those real estate agents' families want to see them too, but they ripping and running the streets, and then they have to come home and be in their office to do the documents and the paperwork, whereas it comes so easy for you and it's hard for them. So it's the same things you're dealing with, they're also dealing with. They got the family members who's sick, right? They got to go to the hospital, but they also got to do this paperwork. They have the school events for their kids. They got to take their kids to the college tours. They have to do these things tonight for church. You know, it's Bible study tonight and I'm leading the choir tonight. They have all that stuff too. So if my light is supposed to shine, my light of administration, my light of keeping things in order, my light of making sure the document gets done. So your work is actually still ministry. Let's be very clear that that's what it is. It's still very much ministry. You still are doing something for the kingdom at large.
To pop in here for a second, okay? Tiffany from the future. I'm actually back in my home office in this clip. But I just want to make sure that if any of you that are watching are aspiring entrepreneurs and are interested in learning the business that I started, that I scaled, and I sustained to this day, 10 years later, I still have this business and it's thriving, doing incredible, and I teach others how to build the same one. I want you to go to tiffany'smasterclass.com, register for my free training. It is live and it is in depth, okay? I do not waste your time. Just because it's free does not mean that I take your time for granted. I give you every single strategy I did to start, everything I did to scale, and everything that I'm currently doing to sustain the success that we have. I shall see you soon. Back to the video.
Like I have to be in my position and my light has to shine. My light was not shining at the retail job. It did shine and it shined for them. Let me tell you, it did shine because it was very dark in there. It was very dark there. And then as you move on, you realize, okay, I can't just shine for these people because at any moment I could just get rid of my position. I've seen it happen 2-3 times with them. They could just get rid of my position and they go, good luck. I know you worked here for 20 years. As you're walking out the door, okay? And then you got to figure out what I'm supposed to do. And you don't have to live like this. Especially now, people are literally closing doors to companies left and right. Your focus is, why am I doing this? How is this going to add to my life? How is this going to add to my children's life? You know what your why is. Your why is going to be different from mine. That's how you focus. I think I've said it before. I worked in a very terrible time slot. So where I really didn't have, like I could barely sleep. I could do stuff with my kids and then go to work. You set up time blocks to actually get your studies done. As you're driving, listen to the replays of the calls if you're not on the live calls. Then you take the time, you print. I used to print out all the stuff, okay? The little dictionary of real estate words, I printed it out. I printed out the contract so I can highlight and underline things. You take the time, you treat it as a course that it is. It's a course. They're not asking you to go buy books. Like college was trying to charge $300 for one book and I didn't want to pay for it. You just sit here, you print it out, and you go through it. I have this timer here. It's a Pomodoro timer. It has different little time slides. 50 minutes, 30 minutes, 25 minutes, right? All these different times. You're busy. You're running. Set your timer. 25 minutes all you got? Set a timer. 25 minutes. This is how long it's going to take for me to work on this. I could watch 25 minutes of this video. Timer. Okay, now I got to go cook this dinner. Every time you have your pockets of time, you do it. My calendar right now has my real schedule. Then it has pockets of time where I block off to do stuff. Otherwise, I'll be in meetings all day and I'll be doing all this stuff all day and never got anything that I need to get done. But I have a follow-up block. We follow up on everything I was supposed to do early in the day. I have a check-in block in the mornings and it just rolls. So don't feel like you're behind because you always have time to catch up. And then there's the weekends. Okay. The weekends are later at night. I'm good to stay up at least one night a week. I stay up beyond the time of my normal time. I will go to sleep at 10 o'clock every day if I would. But I also stay up to midnight, just like going through things, making sure I have everything done. I'll work. The kids are going to sleep. Now get some work done. However you can schedule yourself out and schedule your time out, that's how you be able to catch yourself up to where you feel like you're supposed to be. I also want you to say, whose timeline are you on? Like everyone's lives at one point. Okay. So you saying, oh, my whole group is in phase 4, but I'm still working on phase 2 things. That's okay. Your life says right now you need to be working on phase 2 and then you're going to work yourself on over to it. You're on the timeline that works best for you. We all have our own different schedules. We all have different things going on. Your timeline works for you. That's right, Kimberly. Do not compare yourself to anybody else at all. The only reason I made it through, honestly, for me to have such a bad schedule, that daytime, kids are at school, everybody else is at work, was like prime time Reva time because no one was there to bother me. Okay. I could go to the grocery. I learned later, go by grocery store shopping, all that stuff was like perfect until I started working a different time. Like everybody goes to the grocery store at 5. It's like, why are y'all all here? So it's like that little pocket, whatever your pocket of time is, like maximize it. All right, maximize your time because boom, I can get all these things done here. Okay, cool. If I need to schedule a one-on-one call with any one of the coaches, do they have a time slot here? You just do those things over and over and you chip away at it. Like you're not trying to eat an elephant all at once because it can't happen. Okay, it can't happen. And you don't want to rush through anything too, just to say that you're on par with someone else. And especially if you don't know, you don't know. You take your time to understand and learn to absorb the information properly. So don't feel like you're extremely behind. Okay. That's what got me. I laughed out loud when I seen that. Like, you are not extremely behind. You're most definitely at the pace you need to be for what's going on in your life. Then you got to take responsibility and time and focus. And you focus yourself like, why am I doing this? And what am I willing to give up and not do anymore? Brittany watching Netflix. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all what I be doing. I'm watching Netflix. I'm watching K-dramas. I can skip a K-drama or 2 this week to make sure I get this stuff done. I can skip being on the phone talking to my sister them about nothing to go ahead and get this stuff done. You know what you're doing. You know what your time is, got going on. So what can be removed right now in this season to make sure that we're getting what we need to get done? Because behind means what? What were you doing to have gotten there? And what can be adjusted? And then we move forward from there.